Viewers, this is DBN Freedom TV, and once again we are having our live interview at the DBN Freedom TV studios. We've been having a topic where we've been discussing about poverty and riches and how to get out of poverty with a guest who is a wonderful man of God, a wonderful man who is so successful in business, and looking at where he has come from. Listen to me, this man was once a slum dweller. This man was once living in the shanties of Kibera slums. But now this man, as you're talking about now, he is, I think we should be talking about one of the most successful men in Kenya. Now, it is none other but Archbishop Gilbert Deya. He's with me right here in the studio. He's going to be talking to you, reaching out to you, and your life is never going to be the same again. You are going to come out of poverty if you choose to. Thank you so much. You're most welcome, Archbishop Gilbert Deya.
Well, viewers, it's lovely to be with muthoni again into the program. I remember we have done some program and we have something that we promised to tell the people what it is.
It is what rich people do that make them rich, and the things that poor people do that keep them in poverty.
Well done. There are things that the rich people don't do, but the poor people does them. This is the point you wanted to know.
Yes.
Now, who is a rich person? There are categories of physical wealth,
Yes.
of opulence wealth. A wealth that is excessive, super rich. The super rich are so high, they control the wealth like Bill Gates. And coming out of that, we have the rich people, which I can put myself into that. And it looks like I'm boasting when I say that, but these are all by the grace of God, who grant wisdom to people to make sure they manage how to do things to make them go from step to step, from strength to glory. Now, that is called the rich person.
Yes.
Where we categorize people who have more than 3 or 4 properties in some cities in the world. And the asset of owning a property is what is called wealth. Even the Israelites, they fought for the land. And the land which they own, with what they own in that land, not money in the bank, that is what is called rich. Now the point here, which we are saying,
Yes.
things that the rich people does not do, and the poor people do them. And I'm talking about super rich and the rich.
In the rich.
Now we have also middle class, the poor, and the vulnerable.
Okay.
Middle class, the poor, and the vulnerable. Rich and super rich.
Okay.
So there are distinction between the two. The vulnerable are people who are psychologically disordered. Not because they are mentally ill for them to go and live mental home, but they have thinking, but they have been addicted with some syndromes which can make them not to make a move. These are people who fall in drunkenness, they fall in addiction of smoking, they are spoiled with confusely spending money for things that are unnecessary. An alcoholic man who is a good drinker, no matter how much he has money, the person is vulnerable. Vulnerability meaning that he cannot control not to drink, whether he wants it or not, and that's a spirit that dwells in them. And those are people who might say they are victims of vulnerability that they cannot afford to control, addiction. And we also have the poor because they are poor. They don't drink, but they are also adapted things which are not necessary for the movement of their success.
Allow me, excuse me.
Yes.
Allow me a minute, Bishop. You have said that the vulnerable people, no matter how much they work for that money, because they are addicted to something, they'll still take that money to that addiction.
Yes.
And it is because they are not mentally ill, but then something
Psychologically, something is wrong.
Something is wrong. Yeah.
Because they spend things that is not relevant to their life. If someone is smoking, what will smoking add to you?
Nothing.
And a profession will smoke because it's vulnerable. Now, let us talk about the middle class.
Yes, yes.
The middle class are people who are definitely slaves.
Okay.
They are slaves with system that they have been dressed, crowned, creditable, excuse me, creditable with academic, because I am a doctor. What I do, I go to work. I'm a psychology. I want to know how many women get birth. I'm a dentist. I need to know how many mouths I touch. I'm an engineer. I'm this and that. And then they put that as the goal when they want to fulfill the mission of the academy. And these people, which are very good but they don't understand, they will only work on their slave hour. They sell their hour to the rich. The middle class, which are working class, they sell their time. They sell their 8 hours to their boss. And when they have sold that 8 hours, they have some others to sleep. The rich people don't sleep much. That's one point. The middle class and the poor people were, after selling their hours, they remain to go and sleep and relax, watch a movie. The rich people don't watch movie because they don't have time for that.
Don't have time for that.
Watch football, go for holiday, go and visit relatives, showing us what they want. They are bragging. These are middle class and the poor people. The rich people does not brag, and they don't do things that does not bring in the money. The rich people, they buy the time. They buy time.
Yes.
They don't sell their time.
Okay.
They buy time. They buy people time to make money for them. They take their time also carefully, using it correctly, to make sure they make the time properly. You will never find the rich people going to a useless talk. If they are going to meet somewhere, he knows I'm going to use this one at that hotel, but what is going to get for the brain of those who are buying, they know about it. Time, but the middle class and the poor people share time.
Wow. That's
Now,
amazing.
There's no success people like Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates and others that sleep more than 4 hours a night. If they sleep longer, 24 hours, they will live 2 hours. But the middle class and the poor people sleep 8 hours. Talk too much, do less. So sleeping 8 hours, the rich people does not sleep 8 hours. The poor people and the middle class sleep more than 8 hours. Those are points which I was telling you. There are things that the rich does not do, but the poor does them. So we have gone 2 points here. The rich people, they don't sell their time.
They don't sell their time.
They buy their time.
Yes.
They don't sleep. The poor people and the middle class sleep. Third, the rich people does not brag. They also do not do things that does not bring money. They invest. They don't spend.
They invest.
The rich people invest. A rich person can start a business with selling banana and peanut. They invest their money to bring the money back to them. what they invest, they expect to bring more. But the poor people use their money. They don't invest. They use it, they squander, they spend it. But a rich person will think, if I go and buy this food in wholesale, and I sell it to the people who are rich, who are mindless, they will make money from them. And from the proceeds of what they have already sold, that's what they spend, but they don't overspend. Did you hear that?
Yes, that's a very important point.
A poor person will celebrate his car and run around because he has a car, bragging with it, not knowing he's consuming the petrol, not knowing consuming the expenses, and going and relaxing, going for swimming pool, going for drinking, because he is thinking he's rich. He will say to others, what do you have? The rich people does not do that. They don't buy a car when they have not reached a level to be luxurious of that. The rich person will buy only a car which can be useful. And when he buy a car, he will already get what he's buying it for. That will generate the money for the income. Now, that's one point. The third one. The fourth one, excuse me. The rich people does not rent houses to live.
Okay.
They don't go and rent houses in high places and say that I'm paying 3,000 for my rent, 20,000 for my rent, or whatever. Or they do live simple. And they buy something for income generating before they dwell into it. Before they live into it, they will not spend too much money to pay rent for a contract or 5-year lease that is living there. He will think of that, buying a place and put something that can control him to live satisfactorily until he gets a mansion. And if he gets one mansion, the other mansion, when he found that they are now men, then he can go and live a luxurious life because it's now secured. A poor person in the middle class will have nothing because he's working in a company and they will pay rent to live for the year, for the day, not knowing that when the job finishes or the pension finishes, he will never live there anymore. But the rich people, they die leaving something that is legacy to be seen because they don't overspend. Now, the poor people in the middle class, they overspend in luxurious things or in bragging, showing up. The rich people don't do that.
The poor people overspend. Rich people don't do that.
They don't.
You have said, because the rich people, you have said they invest.
They invest,
not spend.
Not spend. And when they're investing something that will bring the money back to them. They know how to use the money.
Okay.
They don't put the money in the bank.
No.
That they are looking for the bank interest, which is peanut. The bank is using their money, this middle class, to make money.
Oh.
But the rich person will go and invest that money somewhere, which he will get back, because what they're investing will generate as twice or 3 times at what they are already put the money into.
Well, this is becoming sweeter.
Sweeter?
This is becoming sweeter. We are learning.
Muthoni,
yes.
Just to rewind it up.
Yes.
I was the poor of the poorest people in the land of Kenya.
Yes.
I live in the ghetto. But the only thing I was careful for, to buy toys for my children that they will not be able to use. Because I know it's wasting. And that's the mentality of a rich person. The only thing which I was caring for, to go and live in an expensive life, I stay in the ghetto more even if I have a car. I bought a car not to just enjoy. I bought a car to take me do something. What I did, I bought a taxi, and I started my minibus because I know that will bring money. But I never go to buy a saloon car because I enjoy it. I enjoy it. So these are the things that I have done.
Yes.
Not what I'm saying. If I'm talking things that people do, I'm not done. It's wrong.
Yeah.
All what I've spoken to you, I've spoken what I have done, and they make me to what I am.
Yes.
I don't live in a rented house in very expensive because I want to accept myself, but I better live low than I get somewhere. You will be surprised on that. That even me to buy a car, I thought twice before I put big one on the car. The first car, which was very expensive in life, is my son Daniel bought it for me. And all the latest car which I drove, even the plane, whatever it is, I don't buy them because if you give me, I will take it. But for me to go and put my money in a helicopter, it's a madness. But people gave it to me. Then if you give to me, I'll take it.
Yes.
But that is the only thing people should not do. That you buy things which are not relevant or just to enjoy or people to see you. That is what I do not do. And again, Muthoni, you know,
Yes.
I don't joke with my time. I sleep the longest. It's 2 hours in 24 hours. That's enough for me. And when people are sleeping in the night, that's when my brain is working more than in the day. In the day I can meet you like this. When now I'm in my bedroom, there's no sleeping. That's why you can see me on WhatsApp, even at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And that is where my brain is generating what I need to plan for tomorrow. So the sleeping 8 hours has never been with me from childhood. That's why I don't sleep. The sleepers have nothing. But I who don't sleep have something you can bank on. I don't waste time. I don't have friends which can commit me to get to them. Because again, the point which I want to know, the rich people does not make friends with people who are hopeless, have no mind to contribute. Sorry for this. Next time we'll talk about this.
Yes.
Who you have to meet and who you don't need to meet. Who the rich people meet to make them rich and who the poor people meet to make them poor and the middle class. If we can have that for next time, I will tell you.
Yes.
And I will tell the people there. There are some people, even you should not have talked to them. Because once you talk to them, the spirit in them and the manless will become them. We'll talk this one next time.
Yeah.
And now I think I've given you the point.
Yes.
Which are the point? One, the rich people does not overspend.
Yes.
They
Invest.
invest.
Yes.
The rich people buy time. They don't sell time.
Yes.
Their time they buy, they use it properly and they buy other people's time. But the poor people in middle class sell their time
Yes.
to work for people, to make a living, to wait for pension. The rich people do not sleep long. They sleep less. So I think that's enough for today.
Yes.
Enough for you. And you can understand that, and the viewers also think that is enough. This is Archbishop Deya was in the ghetto, but I know that should be a blessing. Don't miss our second program, which will be who the rich people meet and make them rich, and who the poor and the middle class meet, make them poor and poorer. God bless you. Close the program.
Viewer, I know that this program is blessing you. The things that the Archbishop has spoken to us, these things are amazing. If you can, just practice them. Don't just hear them. Do what he's saying. Your life is never going to be the same. You're going to be rich.
Yeah.
Now, until next time, bye.
Bye for now. We shall meet you again next program.
Yes, thank you.